You wake up at 7 a.m. The alarm goes off. You slam it down, roll over, and just lie there for a second. Your stomach feels bloated. Your face feels puffy. You haven't eaten a single calorie yet. You haven't moved your body. By every measurable standard, your body should be in full fat-burning mode right now. But it isn't. And here's the part that no one tells you. Within the next 45 minutes, you are going to make a decision, probably without even realizing it, that will determine whether your body spends the next 16 hours burning fat or storing it. That one window, that one invisible fork in the road every single morning is what separates people who lose belly fat from people who fight it their entire lives and never win. Most people don't even know this window exists. They think fat loss is about lunch, about the gym session at 6 p.m., about choosing salad instead of fries. And sure, those things matter. But here's the brutal reality. You could eat perfectly clean all day. Organic chicken, steamed vegetables, plenty of water. You could train hard, push through a full workout, and your body will still refuse to touch that belly fat. Not because you didn't try hard enough, not because your genetics are working against you, but because of something you did or didn't do between 7 and 8 in the morning. That small window controls everything. And until you understand what's actually happening inside your body during those minutes, you'll keep doing the right things at the wrong time and wondering why nothing changes. This isn't about calories. It isn't about macros. It isn't about finding more willpower or more motivation or a better meal plan. It comes down to a single hormone, cortisol. Specifically, a biological event called the cortisol awakening response. This happens every single morning, whether you know about it or not. Your body is already running a program the moment you open your eyes. The question is whether that program is telling your body it's safe to burn stored fat, or whether it's sending alarm signals that lock your belly fat down like a vault. The difference between those two outcomes isn't willpower. It's the signals you send in the first hour of your day. And today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what those signals are, why they work, and how to use them in the right order so your body finally starts doing what you've been begging it to do for months or maybe years. Let me start by explaining why your belly fat is so stubborn, because it's not random and it's not your fault. And once you understand the mechanism, everything starts to make sense. Inside your body, there's an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, or LPL. Think of LPL as a gatekeeper. It decides whether the energy floating around in your bloodstream gets sent to your muscles to be used, or whether it gets captured and locked inside your fat cells for storage. When LPL is active, your body is in storage mode. Energy doesn't get burned, it gets hoarded. And here's the critical detail that changes everything. Your visceral fat, the deep belly fat wrapped around your organs, the kind that makes your stomach protrude and the doctors warn you about, has up to 4 times more cortisol receptors than any other fat in your body. Your belly fat is literally designed to respond to cortisol. It is cortisol's primary target. So when cortisol spikes in the morning, your belly fat hears that signal louder than anywhere else, and it locks down immediately. Every morning, your body wakes up in what you could call a state of metabolic vulnerability. You've gone 8 hours without water. Your blood has thickened overnight. Your adrenal glands, the small organs sitting on top of your kidneys that produce cortisol, are running on empty. And your nervous system, still half asleep, is scanning the environment for one critical answer. Is the world safe right now? If the answer your body receives is yes, it relaxes. Cortisol drops, your LPL enzyme stays quiet, your belly fat becomes accessible, fat burning begins. But if the answer is no, if the first signals your body detects in the morning suggest danger, then it locks everything down. Cortisol surges, LPL activates, your belly fat bunker seals shut, and for the next 16 hours, no matter how disciplined you are, your body has already made its decision. It is in storage mode, not burning mode. A 10-mile run won't change that. A strict diet won't change that. The decision was already made. So the real question becomes, what are you doing in those first 45 minutes, and what signals are you actually sending?
This is where the protocol comes in. It's 5 specific signals delivered in the right sequence that tell your body it's safe to relax, safe to release, and safe to burn. Signal number 1 is hydration, but not the way most people think about it. When you wake up, the first thing most people do is reach for coffee, and that is one of the most damaging things you can do to your morning cortisol levels. Here's why. Overnight, you lose approximately 1 liter of water just through breathing. Your blood becomes thicker. Your heart is already working harder than usual before you even stand up. That physical strain alone triggers a cortisol rise. On top of that, your adrenal glands don't run on willpower, they run on minerals, specifically sodium and potassium. When those mineral levels drop overnight, your adrenal glands interpret it as a resource shortage and release even more cortisol to compensate. Then most people wake up and immediately drink coffee, which is a diuretic, meaning it pulls more water and more minerals out of the body. They're not just failing to fix the problem, they're making it significantly worse. The fix sounds almost too simple. The moment you wake up, before your feet even touch the floor, drink a large glass of room temperature water. Not cold, because cold water creates a mild shock to your system that your body has to respond to. Room temperature. Then add a small pinch of high-quality sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. When your body detects sodium in the morning, it sends a signal to your adrenal glands that resources are present and available. The panic response quiets, aldosterone drops, adrenaline drops, cortisol drops. You can add a squeeze of fresh lemon as well. The potassium supports your liver and amplifies the metabolic signal. This simple drink, water plus salt plus lemon, functions like a reset button for your adrenal system. It's not forcing your body to do anything. It's giving your body permission to stand down from the threat it thought it was facing. That is signal number 1. Hydration and minerals equals safety. Signal number 2 is light, and this one rewires something far deeper than most people realize. Inside your brain, there's a tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This is your master biological clock. It controls when you wake up, when you get sleepy, when your energy peaks, when your metabolism is most active, and when cortisol rises and falls. If this clock is disrupted, nothing else works properly. Cortisol stays elevated at the wrong times. You feel exhausted but wired. You crave sugar constantly. You store fat around your organs no matter what you eat. And there is only one thing that resets this clock: light. Specifically, the light spectrum and intensity of natural morning sunlight. What most people do instead is wake up, turn on overhead LED lights, or pick up their phone and stare at a screen. This artificial blue light sends a confused signal to your brain. It's not strong enough to properly trigger wake-up hormones, but it's strong enough to create a low-level anxiety response. Your brain doesn't know if it's dawn or dusk, so instead of the sharp, healthy cortisol spike, followed by a clean decline, you get a flat, dragging, anxious feeling that follows you for the rest of the day. The solution is to get outside within 30 minutes of waking and expose your eyes, without sunglasses, to natural daylight for 5 to 10 minutes. You don't need direct sunshine. Even on a fully overcast day, the outdoor light intensity exceeds 10,000 lux, which is 20 times stronger than typical indoor lighting. Those photons from the sky hit your retina and travel directly to your hypothalamus, the brain region that controls your entire hormonal system. 3 things happen simultaneously. Your cortisol sharply spikes and then drops steeply, which is exactly the pattern you want for energy and fat burning. Your circadian clock gets properly calibrated, so your body knows it's morning, and your brain begins producing serotonin, which will convert into melatonin later that night, meaning better sleep is already being programmed at 6 a.m. You're not just improving today, you're improving tomorrow. That is signal number 2. Light equals orientation, and orientation equals safety. Signal number 3 is the one that will make most people uncomfortable. You have to wait 90 minutes after waking before you drink caffeine. Not 60, not 45, 90 full minutes. I know what you're thinking. You love your morning coffee. Your day doesn't feel real until you have it. But here's what's happening inside your brain when you drink coffee immediately after waking. And once you understand this, you won't be able to unsee it. While you sleep, your brain accumulates a metabolic byproduct called adenosine. Adenosine is the molecule of tiredness. The more of it that builds up, the more you want to sleep. While you rest, your brain's glymphatic system is supposed to flush out adenosine. But when you first wake up, there's still residual adenosine floating around. Your brain isn't fully clear yet. When you drink coffee immediately, caffeine molecules rush in and block your adenosine receptors, making you feel artificially alert. But the adenosine doesn't disappear. It piles up behind those blocked receptors, like water behind a dam. Then, around 2 p.m., when the caffeine fades, the dam breaks. Adenosine